Right. So I see that the streaming is working fine. Give me a moment. All right, so welcome everyone to this session. This is a short session on logical reasoning, blood relations, the topic for MAHCET. My name is Bhavuk Pujara, and I'll be your educator for the next 30 minutes to discuss this topic with you. A little bit about me, where I come from, my background. I scored a 98.3 in my CAT-alyst on 15. I graduated from MDI Gurgaon 2018. I'm a verified educator on this platform Unacademy with 750 plus short videos. And I'm an aptitude trainer for past 4 plus years. And a lot about me, you can visit this link unacademy.com/user/Bhavuk Pujara to know more about me. For more such courses, more such concepts and learnings and questions and practice, I would say read about Unacademy Plus. Let's connect there. We educators are also on Unacademy Plus teaching there much with a much better touch point and much more aggressively than we do on special classes and YouTube sessions. Right? With Unacademy Plus, you get access to all live and structured courses, and each session is like 1.5, 2 hours long. And these are lessons and live sessions by all top 5 rupees per month is what the new pricing is. If you are preparing for something like CAT 2020, buy something like 12 months, the cost comes down to 1500 rupees per month. And if you use this coupon code, which is Bhavuk Pujara, that is my full name, you'll get 10% discount instantly. So when you're buying an Academy Plus subscription, any of these subscriptions, 1, 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months, just type in this code, you'll get this coupon code ka text box, just type in this code Bhavuk Pujara, and you'll get a 10% instant discount. Okay, today we're going to discuss blood relations. Let's start with the concepts, introduction, tips, and techniques of cracking blood relations. Introduction: know who is who in your family and blood relation. This is like a prerequisite, I would say. You must know what is a maternal uncle, what is a maternal aunt, who's a maternal aunt, who's a cousin, who's a grandmother, maternal grandmother, paternal grandmother, and so on. Let's talk about these relationships. There are two sides of blood relations that you need to know about: maternal and paternal. That is your mama ki side and your papa ki side. Maternal at mother's side, like maternal uncle, maternal grandmother, maternal grandfather, and so on. Paternal, that means at father's side. आपके चाचा होते हैं, बुआ होती हैं, दादी होती हैं, दादा होते हैं. These are all paternal side blood relations that you have, like paternal aunt, paternal grandfather, paternal grandmother, right? If a grandfather, grandmother is mentioned in the question, they'll mostly mention, if they want you to play around with that data, they'll say that it's paternal or maternal. It's going to be explicitly mentioned. If not, you know what these paternal and maternal are, and you'll have to guess if your mother's father is being talked about. Of course, that's a maternal grandfather. If your father's mother is being talked about, that means it's a paternal grandmother that they're talking about. Okay, so paternal side, these are the relations that we have. Father's father is your grandfather. Father's mother is your grandmother. Father's brother is your uncle. Father's sister is your aunt. Children of your uncle are your cousins. Wife of your uncle is aunt again, right? Children of aunt is again cousin. And husband of aunt is again uncle, right? Aunt can be your chachi, your bua, right? Chachi ke husband is your chacha, your uncle again. And your bua ke husband, your fufa ji, is also your uncle. Likewise, for maternal side, you have mother's father, that is maternal grandfather. Maternal mother's mother, which is maternal grandmother. Mother's brother, your mama, is maternal uncle. Mother's sister is your maternal aunt, which is your masi. Children of maternal uncle are your cousins again. And wife of maternal uncle, आपकी मामा की wife, is your maternal aunt. या आपकी मासी के husband again is your maternal uncle. Okay, so uncle aunt is like a big umbrella. You have to figure out मामा की बात हो रही है, चाचा की बात हो रही है, या किसकी बात हो रही है. I look like Virat Kohli. Someone is saying, okay, thank you. I'll take it as a compliment. So, blood relations generation table. Generation 1 is of your grandparents, like grandfather, grandmother, maternal grandfather, maternal grandmother. Generation 2 is your father, mother, aunt, uncle, maternal aunt. Then generation 3, self, you yourself. Then sister, your brother, sister-in-law, brother-in-law. These are of the same generation level. That is one generation that we're going to be talking about, right? Then you have generation 4, that is your son, your daughter, your nephew, your niece. So these are 4 generation. और कभी भी questions पूछे जाएंगे MHCET में won't be more than these 4 generation lines. Okay, because that is the most they can play with. So what they can come up with is, hey, your son's, uncle, or your son's uncle's father, something like that, right? They won't go beyond 4 generations. 4 generations is the most they can go up to. What you have to do is, when you are being talked about in this blood relation question, put yourself in that generation. If you think that everybody junior to you is being talked about, then put yourself in generation 1. If you think that there's 1 generation senior and 2 generation junior being talked about in the question, put yourself 1, 2, and 3 others. Okay, any doubts? Anyone? These are like some basic concepts, some understanding of what blood relations are, what kind of relationships do we share. Anything? Any questions? Any doubts? If not, we'll move on to some questions next. Okay, the first question, easy level question. Now we'll see step by step how to solve these questions. It's a 4-step activity that you have to do to solve these questions, blood relations. Pointing to a photograph of a boy, Kian said, he's the brother of the only daughter of my mother. How is Kian related to that boy? Guys, I'm back. Please confirm if you can see the screen. You can see me and hear me fine. Can any one of you please confirm? All right, cool. So we were discussing this question. We came to the conclusion that answer cannot be determined in this question because the boy who is being talked about here can be Kyan himself or can be the brother of Kyan. Question number 2. If Anshul is the brother of Bhavna, Bhavna is a sister of Chintu, and Chintu is the father of Dharmesh, how is Dharmesh related to Anshul? Again, we're talking about brothers, then brothers, sisters, and then one father is being talked about, right? So there are again 2 generations. Step 1, reducing the number of generations involved, maximum 2 here. Step 2, generate generation level chart. 3 people are in the same generation level. That is going to be Anshul, Bhavna, and Chintu. They are brothers and sisters. And then Dharmesh, who is the son or daughter of Chintu. We don't know the gender of Dharmesh here, right? Now fit in the information as is from the question. Anshul is the brother of Bhavna, is clearly given. So Anshul is male, highlighted in blue. Bhavna is a sister of Chintu. Bhavna is in pink. Chintu is the father, therefore Chintu is again male, right, of Dharmesh. He's the father of Dharmesh. Question is, how is Dharmesh related to Anshul? Can someone tell me? Looking at this question, how is going to be Dharmesh related to Anshul? Dharmesh, here is the generation chart. Madhur, check this out again. How is Dharmesh related to Anshul? धर्मेश का रिश्ता क्या है अंशुल से, अंशुल के साथ? Now we establish relationships. We figure out that Anshul is Dharmesh's uncle because Anshul is definitely male, Bhavna is female, Chintu is male. We don't know about the gender of Dharmesh. What we know is Anshul is Dharmesh's father. But question is asking, what is the relationship of Dharmesh with Anshul, right? We don't know that. We don't know the gender of Dharmesh. Dharmesh can either be niece or nephew of Anshul. What we established is that Anshul is definitely uncle of Dharmesh, but what is the gender of Dharmesh? We don't know. The Dharmesh लड़कों का नाम होता है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. ठीक है? I mean, of course, most of the time it is, but I've seen a lot of people, a lot of guys with the name Parul, right? So this common sense of understanding or recognizing, identifying the gender of the person using his or her name is something you'll have to let go of. All we know is Anshul is Dharmesh's uncle, but Dharmesh can either be niece or nephew of Anshul. Gender of Dharmesh is not given in the question, nor can it be deduced. Therefore, the answer here will be cannot be determined again. Clear, everyone? I think there's a lag. The reason you guys are responding a little slowly, a little late. Please let me know if this is clear, why the answer is cannot be determined. Okay. Next question. Given below is a question and two statements. Answer the question using the statements. If Donnie is brother of Bobby, how is Bobby related to Chad? Which of the following statements is required to answer this question? Statement number 1, son of Donnie is a grandson of Chad. Statement number 2, Bobby is Donnie's sister. I'll say read the question once at your own pace. Let's connect again in a few seconds to discuss the solution. Chaliye, let's see. Again, reduce the number of generations involved, maximum 3 here. Why? Because we're talking about brothers and grandson and sisters. Grandson, grandparents are gay, grandsons, your daughters are gay, children are gay. That means 3 generations are being talked about. Step 2 is generate this generation level chart. Fit in the information as is from the question only first. Donnie is the brother of Bobby. Is given the question. Is given the question. Here you go. The first statement. Donnie is highlighted in blue. To find out how is Bobby related to Chad. Donnie's son is Chad's grandson. Is what is given in the question. Right? Now gender of Bobby is not known to me. Therefore, can I establish the relationship? No. Statement number 2. If we use alone, Bobby is Donnie's sister. Where is Donnie? Donnie is here. Donnie is the brother of Bobby and Bobby is Donnie's sister. So these are brother sisters we're talking about. What does Chad have to do here? Nothing. Chad is not even in the discussion here. Therefore, we cannot establish the relationship between Bobby and Chad using this statement alone. Now we combine the two statements. Bobby is Donnie's sister, Donnie is Bobby's brother, Donnie's son is Chad's grandson. Right? That means Chad is the father or the mother of Donnie. Chad is the parent, one of the parents of Donnie and Bobby. One of the parents has a mother or father. Right? We don't know the gender of Chad. Chad is father, Anushka is saying. How did you conclude that, Anushka? The question doesn't tell you anything about Chad's gender. Check this out. Question has nothing about Chad's gender. Son of Donnie is the grandson of Chad. ठीक है. Chad can be male or female, grandmother or grandfather. The name is more like of a boy, but we're not gonna fall into that trap, right? What we know is that Bobby is definitely Chad's daughter. So both statements combined could help us answer the question. Be careful about all these things, okay? This is what blood relations is all about. Okay, don't fall in the trap of, Bobby is usually guys or girls. It can be girls' name also. My name, say Bhavuk, is usually a guy's name, but if it is not explicitly mentioned in the question, do not assume this information. Okay. Question number 2. Abby and Ben are children of Don. Who is the father of Abby? Which of the following two statements is required to answer this question? Statement number 1. Cal is the brother of Abby and son of Elf. Statement number 2. Farida is the mother of Ben. Again, look at the question. We'll connect again in a few seconds to discuss the solution. Give me a moment, I'll be back. Okay, let's see. Reduce the number of generations involved here, maximum 3, but I know that probably work can be done with 2 generations also. Generate generation level chart. Fit in the information as is from the question. Don, Abby, and Ben. What is this? Abby and Ben are children of Don. So Don is this generation, first generation, right? Then Abby and Ben are in the second generation. Right? This is all the information we have. We use statement number 1 only. What is statement number 1? Cal is the brother of Abby and son of Elf. Cal is the brother of Abby. Okay, so Abby and Ben के साथ इनका एक brother है, Cal. ठीक है? And he's the son of Elf. Now, Elf has to be the wife or the husband of Don. We don't know the gender of Don and Elf, which is not given. Right? So, can we deduce who is the father of Abby? No. It can either be Don or Elf. So statement number 1 alone is not sufficient. Statement 2 alone. First of all, back to the basic information from the question. Abby and Ben are children of Don. Okay. Now statement number 2 alone. What does statement number 2 say? It says Farida is the mother of Ben. Here, Farida is the mother of Ben. Now, Abby and Ben are 2 siblings. Father of Abby and Ben is Don, is something we can deduce, and mother of Abby and Ben is Farida, we can deduce. Father of Abby is going to be Don as per the question. Statement number 2 alone is sufficient to answer this question. Clear? Alright, with this we come to the end of the session. I'll keep the session open for next 2 minutes. If you guys have any questions, anything you want to check with me, we just quickly went through this concept of blood relations. some techniques and tips on how to crack these questions. We didn't discuss this in detail. This was something we discussed as per the example. Okay, and these are some symbols you need to remember. This dash means siblings. This two-side arrows means partners. You can have your own symbols. This is not like a universal dictionary of symbols for blood relations, I would say. This is something I use. Then these vertical and slant lines, as you see, are generation indirect relationship, direct or indirect relationship, right? Two generation immediate relationship is with this filled in arrow, and then finally dotted line is relationship to find in the question. All you would find in these kind of questions that we have just solved. The Chintu is the immediate or the parent of Dharmesh, and the relationship you have to find out is this dotted line, which is of Anshul and Dharmesh. You can have your own dictionary of symbols, whatever is convenient for you, but this is something I use. You can take a screenshot of this if you want, or watch this recording later and understand what these symbols are. Any doubts, anyone? Please let me know. I'll keep the session open for another minute or two. Time to discuss another logical reasoning concept. And also read about, where is it? Unacademy Plus. We educators are there on the platform with a better touch point. We have classes on daily basis. Every educator you'll see on Unacademy Plus on daily or every 2-day basis. Right? You can connect with your favorite educator over doubt clearing sessions, right? Or over live sessions, over quizzes and mock tests and questions that you may have, or simple mentorship if you need to prepare for the exam, right? This kind of interaction we have on Unacademy Plus. Right? Read about the commercials. Use coupon code Bhavuk Pujara. That is something a love guru can tell you about, Anushka, not me. We're going to be discussing what is there in the CAT mix. Complicated relationship. Okay. Anything else? Alright, no other questions coming in. Let's connect tomorrow, 12 p.m. on the same platform, YouTube. Right? I'll be moving into an Academy Plus session in next 10 minutes now. Alright, thank you so much for attending, guys. Let's connect again tomorrow. Goodbye and good luck.